Hello and welcome to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.
How you doing, Ted?
I'm pretty good. I'm okay.
Good.
You know, it was fun watching this movie. Always enjoy an Adam Sandler movie.
And on that note, we watched Murder Mystery 2.
I also rewatched Murder Mystery after Murder Mystery 2 because it just popped up, and I was like, "Wow, it's 9:30. I might watch it again."
I might as well. Yeah. No, I started it again to just kind of get a feel of which one I liked better, and I think they're just pretty much parallel to each other in the way of likes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
I mean,
it's just it's a very entertaining movie. I was telling you before, I didn't retain anything from this movie.
Yeah, there's not. I agree. It's
like
one thing. It's like a brain dead movie.
Yeah.
You go in, you watch it, you're thoroughly entertained. You finish the movie, and you go, "Wow, that was good." Then the next day you wake up and you go, "I don't remember anything other than the fact I felt good about it."
Yeah. The thing I remembered the most is that he had a dental floss card.
Yes.
That's the one thing I remembered, and I remembered that Jillian Bell from Workaholics is at the end of it. She comes in at the end, and yeah, she's funny.
Yeah, she is. That was a good scene.
She's very good friends with a couple of my very good friends, and I've hung out with her, and she's nice people.
Good. I don't hang out with famous people.
Well, I don't know. I used to more than I do now.
I got cornered the other day in the produce department at a local grocery store by this guy, and I walked in I forget what I was getting, some produce of some sort. Anyway, I walked in, and I know immediately when mine starts clicking on people. I'm like, oh, that's that guy. That's that guy, And of course, here's the funny thing. They never remember his name.
You don't know who it was?
No, when they don't. They don't remember his name, but they do know, oh my God, you're the guy who shrunk the kids. But they never remember Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis, well, because he's been out of the eye for 25 years.
Yeah, but even leading up, you would think that, and I get it all the time, people never remember his name. I'm sorry, Rick, if you're listening, they just don't. They don't remember your name, but they remember your face, and they remember that you shrunk the kids.
Rick has got a solid 12 years on you, right? 12 or 15.
13, I think.
Right,
13.
right.
13.
That
puts me in between you and him.
Yeah, he did Comic Genius. He was a comic.
Yeah.
He is a comic genius. His run of movies from like 1985, and we're going to go back to Adam Sandler, but from 1985 until he finished is epic.
Yeah, no, he was very busy, made a lot of money, and people loved him, and he's very talented. But it was really funny because I walked in there, and then I just like, oh no, here we go. And I just stayed on my mission of whatever produce I was getting, and then finally I was picking down, it was, I guess, a head of lettuce or cabbage or something. Anyway, I came back up and I turned around and he's standing right there.
Are you that
goes,
guy?
Yeah. No. He was dead set on it. He knew who I was, and he goes, "You're the guy that shrunk the kids."
To be fair, you sort of are. You definitely blew up the baby.
I was like, no, man, I get that all the time, and because I just didn't feel like going through the whole spiel I give people. But I am in the movies. That's my spiel. They say, "You're the guy that shrunk the kids," and I go, "No, but I have been in movies." And they go, "What movies you been in?" And I go, "Well, the movies you're thinking about, I was just his stunt double, or photo double, stand-in." And they're like, "Oh, no way, no, you weren't."
It's pretty cool.
And it's like they don't believe me. And I'm like, "Wait a minute, you just walked over here. You've engaged me in a conversation. I tell you I'm not that person, but I tell you there's a relationship to that person, and now you don't believe me." So, I often think, okay, I'm just going to say, yeah, it's me.
It's me.
It's me.
I've gained a Southern accent, but
It's me.
I will get people that'll talk to me sometimes, and they'll just they give you I guess I can't demonstrate it as much. They give you this look, and they look at you, and then they're like, "You seem familiar."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's just you've seen some random thing I was in, and I get it.
Right.
And most of the time I talk like I talk on camera, so it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's definitely funny because you can see him kind of putting it together.
Oh, yeah.
Going.
Yeah, but it's, well, see, with me, they don't put it together. They know.
Well, you look.
They go right to it. Not one person's ever come up to me and say, "Hey, weren't you in Ernest Goes to Jail? Weren't you working the chow line?" Nobody's ever done that.
But the thing about the Rick Moranis thing is you have always looked like him. And,
Always.
And the thing is, if you didn't know that he was, 68 years old or whatever he is,
Right.
if you didn't know that, and you had Rick Moranis in your head from the 90s, I would completely walk up to you and be like...
Well, I'm kind of looking forward to him getting back, and he's supposed to be getting back into it, because now, these days, we don't look anything alike.
No, he lost a lot more hair.
He's lost a lot of hair. He's lost a lot of weight. I mean, we look nothing alike. So I want him to get back out there, so everybody burns his new image into their brain.
Their head.
So, because it really is. It's a daily occurrence.
That's funny.
It's a daily occurrence.
This is a
I don't
great
get out
sidebar,
much.
though. This is a good sidebar.
Yeah, well, so anyway. All right. Murder Mystery 2, Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston. Cannot forget her. Melanie Laurent. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She's really French, so I'm sorry I don't have the French accent to do it right.
She's from Inglourious Bastards.
Inglorious
Multiple
Bastards.
things.
Yeah. Now You See Me.
Wonderful actress.
6 Underground. Yeah, no, she's great. As a matter of fact, I recognized her, and this is probably the most underutilized role she's had in a long, long time, because she's really good, and she's just, but I get it. Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston, but Mark Strong comes in as the MI6 agent in here to help put his 2 cents in and be his character twist that he is in it. But you'll know him from Kingsman, the series Kingsman.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, wasn't he? It wasn't every British person in that.
Yeah. Cruella.
Yeah.
He's just, you know him, you see him, you know him. Anyway, Netflix original. This is Murder Mystery 2 is the sequel to Murder Mystery, which was, I guess, in 2019. Mm-hmm. And it was one of Netflix's biggest hits at the time. Yeah. And so here we are 4 years later, we get the drop of the sequel to it. And I enjoyed the first one. Like I said, I watched it. After I watched this, and it's on the same bar. I didn't get through it all again, but the taste in my mouth from the first time, yeah, you know what? It's the same. Anyway, Netflix original, 1 hour and 29 minutes, and it only feels like about 45 minutes of show.
Yeah.
I mean, It goes fast.
It goes like a freight train. It never has a dull moment. There's never a point. It doesn't have any memorable moments either, but there's never a dull moment. I thought it was funny.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a laugh out loud. It's not goofy Sandler funny. It's not Hubie Halloween funny. It's just kind of funny. I just don't know what else to say. It was really entertaining, but I mean, I would watch it in the background again 100 times, but I'm not ever going to seek it out.
Yeah. Well, here's the plot on this. The plot is that after Murder Mystery 1, which was the... Oh, I'm lost on a word here. But anyway, it was the seed that planted in Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston's character's head that they should get together and they should become detectives.
Yes,
he's a former cop.
Yeah, and she's a hairstylist that reads true crime novels.
Right. And so anyway, years pass, they become these quasi-famous detectives and high profile cases they've had, and then things have just sort of tapered off for them. They're not in demand after a couple of slip ups, and so they're very desperate for work. And but lo and behold, they get a phone call from a friend who just happens to be a billionaire who's getting married. All expense paid trip to his wedding. And where was that, by the way?
Somewhere in Europe, on an island somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another island wedding. It was an island. It was an island, yeah, because there were only 400 people on the island.
And they had a retractable ceiling in their room.
Right. So anyway, they go to this real elaborate, fancy, very Bollywood, because the groom who's getting married is of Indian descent, and he just inherited his father's company, which makes him the billionaire now.
Yep.
And so anyway, he gets kidnapped. The groom, their friend, gets kidnapped, and there's a couple of murders. So they're trying to solve they didn't really try to solve the murders, but they were going after the kidnappers.
And there's a cast of characters. There's a countess, and there's his bodyguard from the first one that was funny. There's his sister. The groom's sister. The groom's sister, and there's a whole. He's just the groom is a very aloof kind of whatever about business. He's we're gonna have a good time. Yeah, that's awesome, and he's entertaining.
I just I did. I enjoyed this movie, enjoyed watching it, but it wasn't very memorable. It wasn't. You struggle to remember what it was, but you're entertained for the 1 hour and 29 minutes, which really only feels like about 45.
Feels like an episode of something.
So
Poker Face. It feels like one episode of. Well, also let's put it out there. This is very Glass Oniony.
It is.
This is a more comedic, less difficult to figure out Glass Onion.
Yes, this is a dumbed down Glass Onion. I'm sorry to put it that way. But here's what I think my takeaway from this movie was the money that was spent on this movie.
It's got to be crazy.
The set decorations were just out of this world. I mean, it would look like a Bollywood production. Lots of color. Another elephant. This is the second elephant in the room that we've dealt with on this show.
Oh, that's true.
First one being in Babylon.
Yeah.
And now there's another.
There's an elephant show.
Yeah. And this is our second. Everybody's on an island. No, third.
Mm-hmm.
Third. There's a Hollywood theme going on here. Let's put everybody on an island with an elephant. There we go.
Yeah.
So, but that was an expensive thing, and it made me wonder, how does Netflix recoup that?
I don't think they do.
They
spend such a gargantuan amount of money. There's no way they're recouping.
Yeah, because I would think that as an executive at Netflix or any streaming service, my objective with anything I put out would be, okay, I need this production to draw X number of new subscribers to my service. Because in the long run, if I get, and I'm sure somebody at one of these streaming services or all these streaming services, somebody's in a room and they figure out, okay, we need this movie to draw 100 new subscribers that are going to, by average, stay subscribed for 11 months. And so for that, this is how much money we'll make, or this is our break even.
Well, who doesn't have Netflix is the question I would ask.
Well, they dropped a lot of.
If I were going to drop one of the streaming services out of all of them I have, it would be Netflix.
Would it?
Yeah. Because I don't think I think they do great sports documentaries and documentaries in general.
Right.
I think that some of their original series, Stranger Things, I love that. Cobra Kai, they didn't originate; they just picked it up.
Right.
But it was great.
Right.
But there's so many misses. There's there's a huge. I think they've run a little out of money because they're just bringing in foreign television shows that we've never seen before, and it's that's cool. I enjoy that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're getting overloaded with that kind of content.
Give me HBO Max.
And there's another good one. I mean, I like Netflix because I know that when they do swing, they try. I mean, this cost a lot of money, no question. Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston, right there alone. Mark Strong is in it. He's not cheap, I'm sure, but the production on this was huge.
What do you think the budget was?
I'm going to say the budget on this movie was going to be between $60 and $70 million.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm going to look it up because I want to
right.
know, but I am completely with you.
So, and I'm a nerd, and maybe between now and the next show, I'll sit down and put some numbers to it to see, all right, at the $60 million range, how many new subscribers do they need to get to justify that movie? But anyway, I was blown away by the production value of it, and it's expensive, and that was what I was left with. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That was not a question, without a question, and it was. I always love watching movies like this to see familiar faces. You know who was absent from this movie?
Rob Schneider.
David Spade.
Yeah, none of them.
None of them.
It's kind of good every now and then.
Rob Schneider is the Clint Howard of Ron Howard films.
Oh, it's so true.
It is
so true.
But we have to say this too, because Adam Sandler, once again, it's a good movie. I don't know how you ballpark this into his, overall movie. My movies have collectively taken in $3 billion or whatever it is. I don't know how you figure that in, but this is not a bad movie. Not at all.
I think they take in, from what I understand, and we're about to go have a big old strike about it. So I'm, as a SAG member, they pay you by streams, and it counts for like if you watch so many minutes, that's a stream.
Yeah, but I'm talking about box office.
Right.
How do they figure that in? He's done the $3 billion, his box office total.
I don't know how they do that. That's a smarter person than me.
And so I don't know how you put that in. Maybe they'll have to start breaking that down into tickets sold versus dollars generated, because the dollar's always fluctuating in movies, and it's that's why the record industry, I think, says, they sold 1 million or 500,000 albums, because that's what or there've been 1 million downloads of this song, and they don't do it by the dollar, but Hollywood does it by the dollar.
Well, here's a fun one
because they're special.
Here's a fun one to learn about residual-wise. If you do something for Netflix, the first 3 months it's on, you don't get residuals. Think about that. How often is something on there for 3 months before you watch it? Anything anticipated at all? So they basically have figured out a way to not have to pay residuals.
Right.
Except
for the principals. I'm sure they're...
Yeah.
Didn't
Sandler's on a 10-movie deal.
With Netflix?
Yeah, he did that Hustle movie that was really good.
Right.
Really, really good. He was great in it, too.
Right.
Hubie Halloween, the whatever, Hateful Eight or Magnificent, the riff on that one was awful. Murder Mystery 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Do you know anything else?
I can't think of anything.
That might be where that might be where he's at right now.
Okay.
I want Grown Ups 3. I want those kids going to college.
But kudos to Adam, did a great job, and also congratulations if you're listening on your award. Kennedy, no,
He won
Mark Twain.
He won the Mark Twain Award?
Yeah, he was just honored with the Mark Twain Award this last weekend.
Go, Adam Sandler, go. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. I don't know who's seen Uncut Gems, but if you have not seen his performance in Uncut Gems, he should have been nominated for an Oscar. It was a crime. I've said that on here before.
Yes, and I don't think Adam Sandler will ever be nominated for an Oscar.
Did you see that movie, though?
No. But
that movie's so good. He's so good.
You know what? I think, and I don't think he'd argue with me, his range of character is pretty defined. There's the yabba dabba doo kind of, funny voice, kind of always acting. Not to say that's bad, because it's good. It works in a lot of ways. But I just, I watch a Denzel Washington movie.
Okay.
And
come on.
Denzel has range.
Denzel's one of the greatest actors that has ever lived.
I'm just getting there.
He's
got range.
Okay.
But Adam doesn't have range. But he's funny as all get out.
He's an everyman. We relate to him. People like him. People love Adam Driver. Tell me the range that Adam Driver shows. he gets big and he does his theater thing and he does that, but because he went to Juilliard and he does that and he's great. And I love Adam Driver. Before I say anything else, I'm just saying, like, what's the difference? They're both asked to do a thing and they show up.
Well,
and
sure,
they do their thing.
they're cast because people know, oh, this movie would be great with so and so, because that's the kind of person you want to deliver that character.
There are very few actors, very few, that disappear into a completely different character and make it believable. Most of the time, you're playing a version of yourself, maybe with a different accent, maybe this, maybe that, but like the Daniel Day-Lewis of the world and Denzel and who am I? The greatest actress ever, the greatest actor ever, Meryl Streep.
Yeah,
like that is rare. Like there are great actors. Harrison Ford, wonderful actor.
Yeah,
but like he's not disappearing in much. He's Indiana Jones.
I know.
No, I mean that's.
I mean, well, no. See, I think he's got a lot of range. I think he plays a lot. I mean, he can go funny. He's Han Solo character had a quirk about him, but regarding Henry, oh my gosh,
oh,
The Fugitive.
Did you just pull out regarding?
I mean, The Fugitive
regarding Henry.
Well,
he got amnesia. Before he smoked and he just cared about work. Now he wants to hang out with his daughter.
I'm just saying, he's got that range. He can play different things.
Did you see Hustle?
No, I haven't seen Hustle.
Hustle came out this summer.
Okay.
And it's an maybe this fall, I can't remember, but Adam Sandler movie. I think you should watch that. He's really good.
Is Jennifer
Queen Latifah?
Oh, okay.
That's his place.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's a basketball movie. He plays a scout.
I did see that.
That's a great movie.
That was good.
Yeah.
And that was a little less Adam Sandler.
People hate on Adam Sandler, and
I'm not hating. I like what he does. Oh, it's an Adam Sandler movie. Oh, okay. It's like Bill Murray back in the day. You knew what you were going to get if Bill Murray was in a movie.
Right.
Now, I'm glad he's transformed and transcended into this really serious kind of actor who's got more depth and more range. But, Adam Sandler is still, he's Happy Gilmore.
Oh, you know what, Adam Sandler, since I know you care about two guys in Nashville and what they're saying, I am a fan. Huge fan.
I'm a fan too.
I bet these movies could not be more fun to work on.
Good.
And I can tell you as a person who does mainly really heavy things, like historical, heavy drama things, they're not fun to work on. These look like fun. Like, I bet the Ernest movies were fun to work on.
They were. It wasn't a lot of cut up. Jim kept it light, and Gaylord and Bill Bridge. They kept it light, but it wasn't nonstop cut up, and not like that. I think sets are overall just really serious. There's moments.
So much money. Everybody is so on edge because of the money.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, I don't think I've ever been on a set that was really loosey-goosey. I mean, everybody was doing their job. It was very professional, and, we realize it's not brain surgery, but we get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, so...
I just think these movies would be
I bet they
insanely
would be fun. I bet that would be, too.
I mean...
I don't think there's a lot of pressure.
No.
If you come up short a scene in a day, oh, okay, that's fine. But there are movies where the deadlines are so tight that you know.
Yeah, let's explain that real quick before we go. So everybody's out there in Podland. Everybody's trying to make the day. Like, that's the goal. We have these 3 scenes and we have these 10 setups, and this is what we need to get through today to make our day. And a normal day is 12 hours. Over that, you start to get into overtime. They don't love to do that.
No, oh no.
And if you hit 16 hours, they have to wait 12-hour turnarounds for you to come back to set. And so you do not want to be running a set where you have 22 days and you start getting behind. Because then that costs money.
Yeah, it just becomes another day. If you need to add a day, a lot of times it's better if you understand from the front end that maybe we were a little ambitious on our scheduling, then you have that conversation where, okay, let's not go into OT. Let's not start paying that overtime 2 times, 3 times, 4 times rate. Let's just start packing this up for a whole extra day shoot, because it's going to be cheaper to have a day than it is overtime.
Yeah, and it's also morale. You will kill a set's morale if you start doing 16s every other day.
Oh, yeah.
And they will hate you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
they actually get excited when they hear the news. Oh, hey, everybody check your schedules. Make sure you're not booked, because we're going to add a day or 2, And
yeah.
They get excited. Oh, yeah, we're getting an extra day.
The best sets I'm on is when we're like 10-hour day. Call it. That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Shake your hand. I'll see you tomorrow.
That's well, in TV, that's pretty much what your day is, at 10. But movies, they go 12. So, but anyway, good movie.
What do you think? Let's give it a number, because I'm very curious about this number, because the reason I bring it up, I just looked up. I looked up when I was trying to look up the budget, the Metascore.
Right.
So I feel like every person that reviewed it felt the same way we did.
I'm not going to go high on this movie. It's a C. I'm going to put the number at 75.
Dead on. I completely agree with you.
I mean, there's nothing woohoo about it, So Jennifer Aniston doesn't make me go woohoo. Adam Sandler doesn't make me go woohoo.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think the best scenes in this movie are when Mark Strong, who's the former MI6 / negotiator / twist in the movie guy. When he's in there, he commands the scene, and it's great.
He is great, and Jillian Bell's one scene.
It is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, she's just like, what a cameo! Way to just dip in there. Go to Paris for 1 day of shooting.
That was. And you think that was actually Paris? I mean, I think
it was Paris. I looked it up.
Was it?
Yeah,
okay.
They shot in Paris.
I
think that's also what he does. I think he makes an excuse to go somewhere for 2 months.
Well, he's got the budget, He's got under a deal.
Because he doesn't ever need to work again. He's probably worth $500 million or more.
More.
Probably more at this point. He doesn't... That's the thing people need to get. Him, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, these people like that never need to do another movie again. They have 90s and 2000s money.
Well, yeah. I mean, but here's also the thing. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I had 10 mil in my bank account, which is maybe one movie for some of these guys, I don't have to ever work again. I don't.
I don't have to ever work. If I have 10 million, I can put it in a bank and live off $100,000 a year.
Yeah, I mean,
But I would want to.
Even $50,000 a year. I don't need.
Yeah,
but yeah, I see what you're saying. You're going into money market, man. I'm more conservative. I'm just going to throw mine in a high yield savings account, a couple of CDs or something.
Yeah.
Now that we actually have interest again.
Yeah.
10 mil. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm buying a catamaran. That's going to cost me a couple of mil, and I'm in the Caribbean, and I'm eating fish and fresh fruit from the island, and that's it. I'm done. I know I got 10 mil let's say I got 5 mil after taxes and buying the boat. I'm good.
I would think I would still make stuff. I would still do movies and stuff. I would just do the kind that I want to do, which are like, the $100,000 movie, the independent stuff, like, what we came up looking at, like The Clerks, things like that. I have no want to like write or make a big budget action movie.
Yeah. You know what? I think because of my age, if you asked that question 10 years ago when I was your age, I would probably say, if I had, I wouldn't quit. But at my age, 55, I think, okay, you know what? I'm going to let somebody else take that slot that I would be occupying, because if I'm doing something, that means I'm occupying a place in a finite realm of things. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not there, that means that slot's open for somebody else. So I'm going to walk away. I'm going to walk away, and I'm going to open it up for somebody else. I'm not going to be greedy at that point.
Yeah, I think I do see what you're saying. If I'm 55, I've kind of like would have done what I wanted to do, which you have. You've done a lot of things, and I think I would have in 11 years from now, I might feel that way. I might be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go to Vermont and I'm going to teach at that summer camp and live there in the summer, come back here in the winter, and hey, baby, I'm chilling.
That leads me to another question. Why do these guys keep doing it? I know they love it. I know that's fun.
Well, what are you going to do though? Like, I mean, what is he going to do?
But I know we're getting really deep in this sidebar here, but I've always said to myself, and obviously I'm not there because I'm here.
Yeah.
If I ever got to that point where I could sustain myself just comfortably for the rest of my life, I would do that, because I realize that by me being there, I'm occupying the space of somebody else, because it is a finite world. They're just slots.
Right, but they don't want to not do it. That's the difference. I think when they get older, like Jack Nicholson was like, okay, I'm not doing it at the level I want to do it anymore. It's harder to remember things, and I don't want to just be wheeled out there to do it.
Right.
So he retired.
Hey, kudos.
78 years old.
Yeah, well, I mean, but he could have retired at 60.
Gene Hackman. Yeah,
but they could have done.
Yeah, but you still need these actors to play older roles.
Well, do you? Because look, Morgan Freeman didn't get started until he was 53. So somebody had to drop out for Morgan Freeman to step in.
Sure.
And so now Morgan, who worked up till 53 struggling, I don't think he had a super comfortable life. And at 53, he found success and he's made money, and, now he's comfortable. But he's there now because somebody walked away. So you say that, that space opens up for somebody else who still not there. So I'm just saying, because I get it. I'm kind of a big picture guy. If there's a CEO at a company that won't leave, he's holding up the progress. I have the utmost respect for like Bob Iger of Disney. I mean, I read a bio on Frank Wells back in the Disney days, and just reading that bio, I was like blown away. He's my kind of guy. Bob Iger came along and seeing what he did just through the trades. I don't know all the ins and the secrets and all that. He could be a horrible person. I don't know. But it seems he does a really good job at what he does. And he walked away from it. He walked away. And then as he got back into a position of needing help, and they called Bob Iger back in to the game. And he stood up, stepped in, and he's taking care of it. I don't expect him to be there long until things get on a right path again. But he's really impressive.
There's a lot of people that think like you, and then there's people that have been in the limelight for so long that they don't want to be out of the limelight.
Oh, I know it's not easy to get away from it. I miss this podcast is kind of my way to keep a finger on what's going on, or claim to be part of it.
Yeah.
Because my last television show was in 2015. So I've done some consulting and development work since then, but not been on set. So I get it. It's hard to walk away from it. I love it. I love that. I told you just a few weeks ago. I said, I think I'd like to do one more movie, just as a PA. Go back.
I can help you out with that. You can do the next one I write. You can come. You don't need a PA. You can come. Let's come produce.
I'm there, man. I'm there for you. But I respect people that can walk away. All right. Here we go.
Hard C.
Hard C.
Enjoyable,
hard C.
not memorable.
Enjoyable, but not memorable. That's right. A dumbed down glass onion.
Yep, that's the review.
That's it. That's it. And by saying that by no means am I telling you not to watch it. Watch it.
Watch it.
Watch it.
We're both saying
watch it. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. Anyway, we had a lot of sidebars today. Sorry about that. But without telling you the movie and who gets shot and who blows up and who gets shot at and who gets stabbed and who eats the most cheese, because we don't want to spoil those things.
No spoilers.
We don't want to spoil. We don't want to spoil the overindulgent of cheese eating. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna let your imaginations go, because everybody knows what happens when you eat too much cheese. So you just find out if that actually happens in this movie. I don't know. It may not. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, Ted, that was fun.
That was good.
That was. I hope this show is more memorable than the movie.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
I think so. We've covered a lot of ground, other than saving a billionaire from being kidnapped. All right, everybody. We really appreciate you tuning in, and don't forget to check out our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and that's pretty much it. We don't do Instagram or TikTok yet,
No.
but we're on all podcasts. Our parent place is Spotify. So anyway, thanks again for tuning in. Tell your friends. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.
And you've been listening to Streaming Without a Paddle.